I just bought a couple pair of boots to replace the ones I've been using for the last 2 years. You can see on the left, I've got the Hebo Technical 2.0, and on the right, I've got the Forma Boulder Trial boots. So I'm going to give a review of both of these and see how they fit when I put them on for the first time. Well, the first thing I noticed taking them out of the box is that the Forma Boulder boot is 1.5 inches taller than the Hebo Technical boot. Both boots have the flat sole, which is typical of a trial boot. They don't have a pronounced heel. Both boots have fairly soft rubber on the sole, and both of them have kind of a separate arch support area if you're riding with your arches on the foot pegs. This is the insole from the Forma Boulder boot. It has a little bit of a bump here, and then when you read on the back side, it talks about this is the air pump system. Well, it's not like an air pump where you can actually have air inside a pocket. Hebo insole is much more soft, much more pliable, and about the same thickness, so we'll see how they feel when I put the boot on. The Forma boots are made in Romania. I ordered size 46. I already have a pair of these boots, so I knew a 46 would be the correct size. The Hebo boot, also a size 46, and it fits pretty much to form with a 46. These boots are made in Cambodia, so if that is something that you care about, where the boots are manufactured. With the Forma boot, it feels good. There's not a lot of looseness inside the boot for my foot. Maybe on the heel, I can move the heel inside the boot just a little bit, but nothing significant. Walking in the boot or flexing the boot, it doesn't create any pinch point anywhere. It flexes both forward and backward pretty nice. And the ankle protection, actually for me, it fits exactly on the ankle bone. So that could help with an impact on that ankle bone. The Hebo boot feels really the same in the toe box with my foot. It's snug, but the heel is, I can move my heel inside the boot sideways quite a bit more than I can in the Forma boot. So for me and my feet, it doesn't fit overall on the foot quite as well. Maybe more movement in on the heel than I would want. We'll see when I actually use them more. The flex for the Hebo boot is better, easier than the Forma boot, and I don't feel any pinching or anything. I can see where when I do flex, the ankle protection does kind of bend outward, and the ankle protection fits my ankle kind of in a strange way. My ankle bone would be right here, so it's definitely going to be protected against an impact, but then it leaves a bunch that it's not doing anything for me. Both of them buckle easily. Both of them are about equal as far as how they feel coming up the calf. They both feel about the same on that. So if you're the type of rider that rides with jeans and a pair of knee and shin protectors, they go in, and I know I'm wearing these on the outside, but that's so you can see them. The low cut part of the Hebo boot doesn't inhibit anything. They still fit nicely down into the boot, So there's full coverage all the way through. With these, the top of the boot actually feels better on my shin and calf because it feels now as a much more secure fit for the boot. So I actually like that quite a bit on the Hebo boot. So the same setup with the knee and shin protector. On the Forma boot, it's much deeper into the boot, but it does make everything feel the same, quite nice around the calf. There's still a little pocket in right here that is not on the Hebo boot. Okay, if you are the type of person that rides with a pair of trials pant that have built-in knee pads, with the Hebo as being lower cut, there's this gap of about 3 inches where you don't have the protection from the top of the boot to the bottom of the knee pad. I don't know that I've ever actually had an impact there, but it does leave that area a little bit exposed. And then also with these pants, I get a bigger gap in the top of the boot. And as I move to flex, you can see that gap will change from the front to the back. And my shin does move a little bit inside the boot there. So with the Forma boot, it's 1.5 inches higher, so it actually shortens that distance between the bottom of the pad and the top of the boot. Obviously, it shortens it 1.5 inches. So you have a smaller space that's going to be left unprotected. But with this boot as well, I have the gap here on the leg, and if I rotate forward, I have the gap in the back. Now that could just be because I've got super skinny calves and long skinny legs, but that isn't on both boots, so I have that problem no matter what boot I'm going to wear.